Hello everyone, I'm Katia Kolovea, co-founder of the Silhouette Awards, and I'm excited to be joined today by one of this year's mentors and mentee partnerships. We have with us Andy Powell, mentor based in Los Angeles, and Zahra Shojaei, mentee based in Melbourne, Australia. Before we start, hello both of you, but I would like to mention that this is one of the most international interview, multi-country that we have ever done in the Silhouette Awards. I think for you, Andy, right now is 11 p.m. at night. Still on Friday, the 18th of July, when we are recording this. For Zahra, is 4 p.m. Ahead in the Saturday, the 19th. And for me here in Greece is 9 a.m. So that was really, really interesting. And I love this power that the program has in terms of connecting people from all around the world. So we are really delighted to have you here. We would love to hear more about your mentorship experience and your journey. And we have a few questions for you. And I will start with you, Zahra.
Yeah.
What are your mentorship goals when you applied to the program? Obviously, that was a long time ago, right? Because the
Yeah.
application started in September 2024. So we would like to know what was initially your mentorship goals there and how that evolved throughout your journey with Andy.
Yeah. My main goal was mostly about the challenges that we have in the lighting design when it's not just a standard design, when it's come more challenging. And until now, actually, we could cover most of the goals that I have in this part. And also, even I can say it was more than the goals that I had before starting the program, because when I start this program as a junior, I've got my first project in my company. So as a junior designer, it was very challenging for me at the beginning, but I was lucky because I could share most of the part with Andy, and also he could share with me his experience. And yeah, it was really good, and it was more than the goals that I have from the beginning. Yes.
That's beautiful. Also,
Yeah.
it's beautiful how it goes through, because every relationship is different and you
Yeah.
start with something, but of course, like clarity is important, to go
Yeah.
to your mentor in the beginning and say, this is my number one goal. Let's see how this goes, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was actually, but again, I just find a really good opportunity to combine, to bring them in a reality project that I had, and it was really helpful for me. Yeah.
Amazing. And did you want
Yeah.
to reflect further on and share some thoughts on what Zahra just shared?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing the timing of it, I guess. She was just getting to run her own first project. And so just the timing of it was perfect. I felt, given her goals, that I could be a pretty good match for her just because I have done a lot of very complex projects. Um, but she came to me with some good challenging questions, and and uh, also, I mean, of course, with mentoring and mentorship, the education goes both ways, right? So, you know, she was able to tell me some things about the business she works for and the types of projects they work on and the types of things they do, which is, it's lighting design, same as us. However, it's different. Uh, the details are different in the way their business is run. So it's very interesting to hear. But then when it gets down to the nuts and bolts, the design, you know, everything is similar.
Very interesting. And also the part that you're sharing that it's a two ways learning process. It's something that every single mentor throughout the 4 years of the program is sharing, that you are learning as well on that way. So that's really, really nice for us to know. So
Yeah.
if you had to summarize your mentorship journey just in 3 words, what would that be? And again, I would start with you, Zahra.
Well, it will be supportive, motivating, and engagement.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the 3 words that I could find.
Yeah, and very
Yeah.
much connected with the previous answer that you gave.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Yeah.
about you, Andy? What are your 3 words to describe this journey?
It's funny, we did not coordinate this at all, but one of my words is exactly one of her words.
Oh, wow.
I'll start with my other 2 words. The first word I wrote was enlightening. So that's kind of going back to what I just talked about, that, I am learning as well from the conversations that we have. And it's enlightening to me to understand what she's doing, the company she's working at, and where the projects they're working on and where their projects are and how they interact with their clients and stuff. So it's similar in a lot of ways and different. A second word I have is inspiring. And that is something that I learned a long time ago when working with the young people here in our office. So, I've been doing it a long time. And while the work itself is always challenging in different ways and doesn't get old that way, I think even more so, the thing that keeps me going is working with the young people that come up through our office. So they're always inspiring me. And then the third word was motivating, which was also one of Zahra's words.
Yeah.
And kind of related to the inspiring, working and talking with her and the young people in our office, it motivates me to keep going and also motivates me to keep, mentoring them and trying to help them as best I can.
This is great. And it's also part of, I think, the responsibility, I would say, of all the experienced lighting professionals to really pass the knowledge and the expertise to the younger generations, because that's the only way really to strengthen the profession as well and to keep growing. So it's really amazing to know that you are actually doing this, and we know that you're doing this, Andy, also within your company, and we know how many, and you and many other mentors, right, that they are mentoring people within their office. But also the interesting thing for us as Silhouette Awards team is this cross countries, cross companies, different, and it's always very important to be able, for Zahra, for example, to have the opportunity to go to somebody else outside of her working environment and say, I want to share those challenges. I want to say, like, it is really nice the support that you can get outside of your company, because you can ask different things, different, right? There are some discussions that you cannot have, unfortunately,
Exactly.
times,
Yeah.
like, how can I become better leader? How can I negotiate better? How there are a few things that you require an external experienced person, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's why I said that I was really lucky. At the beginning, I just start my first project, so I really could ask questions that I might not be able to ask them from my colleagues, maybe, or it was really, it is exactly true that,
So glad to know.
yeah.
And so the last question, it is connected with sharing some words of wisdom. And I will start now with you, Andy. And would like to know, what advice would you give to someone considering to apply to the Silhouette Awards this year? First of all, as a mentee, similar to Zahra and all the individuals that you actually reviewed before sending us your top 20 in the process. But also, if you want, I would love to hear from you. What advice would you give to a potential mentor who is considering to join the program as a mentor?
Well, and I didn't rehearse any of this, but for the mentees, I mean, I think, it's good to have clear goals. I think Zahra had some clear goals going into this and very realistic goals. I think it's good to have good goals, but know that it's going to take you in different directions. Probably from the very first conversation that we had, there's going to be different avenues you could go down and ways that we can learn from each other, beyond what we initially thought. And same with the mentors, same kind of advice. Be very open to whatever comes because, and it's exciting. It's exciting to hear what the mentees come up with their questions, and just let it flow naturally. But definitely do it. I would definitely recommend it to both the mentees and the mentors. I think most people like me, we really do enjoy the interaction and want to participate in something like this. So I would definitely recommend to participate.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy. And what about you, Zahra? Like as a winning mentee from year 4,
Yeah.
what would be your advice to somebody who is considering to apply? Because actually we are opening the submission in September until November, so it would be very nice to have your testimonial there.
Yeah, I would say just go for it. It's a very unique opportunity, in my opinion, which it's not just about the learning. I found it really, it's also about sharing the experience from, especially for us from different of the world, as Andy mentioned before, we are both lighting designer, but of course I don't have that much experience, but the similar things that we just have different experience is very interesting. And also this it's also about the making connection, make the community, lighting design community, just bigger outside even the country. So I think it's a very, very unique opportunity that I don't think so if I could find it somewhere else. It's very different from from learning in the university or even in the real work in the office or companies. And I just say, yeah, just go for it and don't miss it.
Thank you very much. That's amazing. It's indeed like also the whole process of the application. It is really asking you to go out of your comfort zone and go for it.
Yeah.
And submit the video. It might be uncomfortable in the beginning, especially if you don't have have done it before, but do it because
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So thank you so much for sharing those insights from your journey. And as we always say, we love seeing this whole, how this relationship is growing in the future because we know that 6 months is a limited time. It's coming to an end. However, all of those relationships, they are sharing that we are just in the beginning where a professional friendship is forged. So I know that Andy will be celebrating lots of your milestones throughout your career. We as well as Silhouette Awards.
Yeah, I certainly hope that we could keep in touch for sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Silhouette Award, that make this opportunity for us. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Very important to know. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful time for the next hours. Andy, good night. And
I'm going to sleep.
I think that was really fun to reflect on in terms of like where we are in the world right now and how we are connected and sharing this experience.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank-
much. On behalf of the
Okay.
Silhouette Awards team, wishing you the best of luck on every single thing that you are doing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.